Welcome back to Simplexity Analytics Seasonal Report for December of 2023. This month we have four markets that are the most bullish, and that's soybean meal, cotton, euro currency, and Swiss franc. There are two markets that are the most bearish, and that's natural gas and the 10-year notes. This month we're going to take a deeper look into the soybean meal market and euro currency. And as always, we take a look at the S&P E-minis each month, regardless of how bullish or bearish it is. And then as well, stick around to the end of the video. We're going to have a bonus this month speaking about a gold trade and a gold seasonal setup coming after Christmas and into the new year. First up, we'll have a look at the soybean meal seasonal chart. And as we mentioned, December is the most bullish month of the year for soybean meal. But the problem is it's only had a 56% winning percentage, and that's not a great number. What that means is it's finished the month of December higher than it opens 56% of the time. But when we do get a rally in soybean meal in December, the rallies tend to be quite significant, and that's indicated by the $22,000 it has made over the 20-year backtest. If we look at the seasonal indicator at the bottom, we see how it kind of bottoms out here starting in October. It has a rally, then it dips back down, and then around the beginning of December, it really starts to take off in a big way. And last year as well, if we look at price, 2 years ago, we got a huge rally for December and January. Last year, very big as well. This year, my expectations are a little bit less this year, just because of the fact that we are already at significantly higher prices now than we were last year and 2 years ago. I'm just wondering how much further it can go. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. The heat map for December soybean meal doesn't have a single red number on it. It's just bullish the entire month. And it's steadily bullish right from beginning to end, greens in every week, bright greens in every week. And I guess if you were to really try to pinpoint an area of more bullish than others, it'd probably be the third week or the week before Christmas. We have some bright greens in that week, maybe a bit more so than other weeks. And we also have the 5-day holds kick in starting on the Monday. We have the Monday, Tuesday are the best ones to hold a trade on a long position for 5 days, but that carries on. We also have 5-day holds for the next 4 days after those as well. So it's a very bullish time of year around the week before Christmas especially. For the euro currency seasonal chart, we see it has a 64% winning percentage and is made just under $20,000. The seasonal indicator shows how December and into January shows a big rise in the indicator. And in terms of price, 2 years ago, it wasn't great. It went pretty much sideways for most of the month of December. Last year saw a pretty good rally. This year, we're going to have a deeper look in the heat map and show you when we really want to focus in on a particular time of the month for euro currency especially. The heat map for the euro currency for December is a very easy one to read. The first 2 weeks of the month, we don't even need to bother looking at because it's just a smattering of some light greens and some reds mixed in. Nothing to see there. The third week is when we really start getting bullish. We have a ton of bright green days, and then that carries over to the week after Christmas as well. And if we look into the numbers, we have the first, third, and second best 5-day holds of the year, all occurring within a couple days of each other. And in terms of winning percentages, we have a 100% day right here, and that's a holiday trade. So that's entering a long position the day before the holiday and entering the first profitable exit after being in the trade 1 day has been 100% in the last 19 years. And if we look at other days here, we have 95% here for trading day left. We have 95% on the trading day of the month, and then 93 for the specific date. So that's December 22nd. And then after Christmas, we have 90s as well. We have 92 here, 95, 90, 90. So it's a very, very bullish time, the few days right before Christmas for the euro currency. The stock market for December, and specifically the S&P E-minis, is a pretty flat month. December is the 7th most bullish, so that puts it right in the middle for bullish and bearish for the year. It has finished higher 70% of the time, but it's only made $1,000 over the course of 20 years. So that just indicates it's a very flat month. It whipsaws back and forth most of the time. The indicator bears that out as well. We see that December starts off a little bit of a rally, dip, then rally, sideways, And then this month we're projected to have a little bit of a dip and then a little bit of a rally at the end of the month as well. Prices, December last 2 years saw an initial dip and decline at the beginning, and then it rallied towards the end. Last year, it pretty much tapered off most of the month. So we'll see how this looks on the heat map as well for December S&P E-minis. And here's the heat map for the S&P E-minis. We see that we have a couple of bright green days here in the very first week, which might be a little bit tempting, but there's also some red there as well. The following week, we have a mixture. The third week and the fourth week especially are probably the most bullish times of the month. The week before Christmas has a lot of green, but none of them are very bright, which means the winning percentages aren't as high, the dollar values aren't as big. The week after Christmas, so the last week of the year, is the most bullish time of the month, and that was indicated as well on the seasonal indicator. We saw that little bit of a rally at the end of the month. Well, that's these days here. We have some 90s at the very end here in the trading day of the year. We have 90s as well in the day of the month and the day left in the month. And decent dollar values as well, over $10,000 in some of those. So if you're looking for bullish or times to get long, the S&P E-mini in December after Christmas is your best bet. As a special bonus this month, I want to talk a little bit about the gold market and its heat map for December. Now, December isn't a particularly bullish month on an overall sense for gold, but it has a very bullish time period. That's right before Christmas and right after Christmas and even into January as well. Now, I don't know really the reason for this. People say that's increased demand for gold because of people buying jewelry for Christmas gifts or whatever the case may be. I don't know how much truth there is to that. All I know is that gold has a very strong rally just prior to Christmas. And the numbers bear that out. 2 days prior, on the trading day left of the month, we have 90 and 95% trades. In the holiday columns, this is days prior to Christmas, 1 day and 2 days, one losing trade. In the days prior to New Year's, that's 5 days and 6 days prior, one losing trade as well in each of those days. So very bullish time 2 days prior to Christmas to get long in gold. And it has staying power as well. These can be held because the following week has a bunch of bright green too, with 90% days here in trading day of the month and 91% here on specifically December 26th. And then the very last day of the year, back to the holiday column, we have 90% trades as well. That's 4 days after Christmas, and that's 1 day prior to New Year. So this carries over into January too. We have a ton of bright green days for gold, very end of the year. It's a very good time to get bullish. This has been a very good trade for me over the years, and I will be doing this trade as well this year.